Hello everybody, and welcome back to Modded Beginnings. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing well. I am. It is cold outside. It is snowy outside. We are in here where it's all nice and warm. So today we are going to take a look at least the rest of the extra utilities that I'm going to do with this. This will get through the power generation, the rings, and some other things along the way. So, let's hit the right buttons and let's get at this. Right in the water. So, power generation is going to be last because when I set this all up, I screwed up over there. So, we'll do the power generation last. We'll start over here with the Enchanter. Now, the Enchanter, we talked about, we come over here with making our speed upgrades, making the evil infused iron ingots and stuff like that. It is made with it doesn't have to be a specific enchanted book, any enchanted books, a machine block, diamonds, and iron ingots. That will give you the Enchanter. Now, the Enchanter needs either books or magical wood. I put magical wood because you don't have to use as many of them. But if you don't have enough, it will tell you inside that it will not allow you to, that you can't do anything. It also takes RF. Now I've got just a creative energy source underneath it here to give it power. So, but as you see, we can put this back up here and the X has gone his way, and we can use this now. Now this gives, from what I understand, you can put lapis in, you can put nether stars in, and it will give you random enchants. I don't think it's specific as far as what it is. You get better enchantments using the nether star than you will the lapis, but it's just kind of random. At least so far as what I have found, it has been random. But you can, we've got iron in here, and let's get us some nether stars. Put a piece of iron and a nether star in here, and it will tell you how long it will take. This is going to take a minute and 20 seconds, but this will give us the evil infused iron. Whoops. And it will give us 8 of them for 8 iron ingots. So you can also do the enchanted ingots in here, which is golden lapis, will give you 1. You can do the magical apples in here. You've got, the magical wood recipe in the apples, or you can do 16 apples in a lapis and it will give you 16 apples. And you can also, I believe it's the magical wood. Where's it at? Yeah. You can actually do the magical wood. It's magical wood and lapis instead of using a piece of gold. So that's more or less what you can do with the Enchanter. To get into the higher grades of speed upgrades, you're going to need them. So that's more or less what the Enchanter is. Now it does take, sometimes it does take a long time. So to enchant an item, put it in there, and it will take a long time to enchant anything. As you can see, that takes 30 minutes. We could add, we've got speed upgrades over here somewhere, don't we? We can add the speed upgrades to it, and as you can see, it cut it down a whole lot. Of course, that is a lot of speed upgrades. And now that it's done, you can see we got protection 4 and aqua infinity on the helmet. Not too bad. Set this to daytime. Alright, so that's more or less what the Enchanter's good for. Now, drops of evil. You're going to need drops of evil. We've gone over the drops of evil with the speed upgrades, but drops of evil are gotten from wither skeleton. They're a rare drop, but they have several useful purposes. One of the things you can do is take a spawner and turn it into a resturb spawner. This will allow you to be able to control it with a redstone signal, and we can also take, this is going to get absolutely crazy for a second, you can put speed upgrades in it to make it faster. And it also, everything comes in with this black, let's take this out before it gets too out of control here. They're resturbed mob. They have, as you can see, them running around here. They're a lot faster. They do have a little bit more power to them. That's actually funny. Let's smack them all and watch them run around. So be careful if you set one of these things up. Now, drops of evil can also be used for making cursed earth. Cursed earth will spawn mobs if it's dark. Of course, I have this set in the peaceful, and we have it set during the day. But if we do that and turn it to nighttime, you will see. Oh, now you're not going to spawn for me. Maybe because there's enough mobs out here. That's probably what it is. But it will spawn mobs. May not be big enough. No, I don't want to make it any bigger because then I'll wind up having this whole thing done up. I tell you what we do. Let's go way out here somewhere. Because this will take... You have to be careful how you use this thing. This thing... You see, we did it over there, and we got just what was surrounded by it. But if you place it down, it will spawn way out. And you can see it creates these resturbed mobs, and it will start spawning a bunch of them. Now I've got a mess to clean up later on. Let's set a beacon over here so I can remind myself to do that. Alright. You also need the drop of evil to make a cursed lasso. We're going to get into that in just a second. Some of the other random items, we went over a few random items at the beginning, or in the first part of the other episode, but some of the beginning are more random items that you can use that are pretty useful. Is you got this slightly larger chest. It adds one more row of space to a regular chest, and it's made with just a chest and sticks. And then you also have this mini chest, which is just a regular chest put in here, and it splits into 9. This will hold one item. It's useful for certain applications, but it's not something that I have used a whole lot. And then we have, wait, let's make this daytime. We've got the different types of glass that it offers. There's one more glass that's redstone glass and glowing glass. Basically, glowing glass emits light, and the redstone glass will allow you to run a redstone signal through it. It's not something that I use a whole lot, but it's the thickened glass with glowstone dust, and thickened glass run through a resonator will give you redstone glass. Thickened glass is made with 2 pieces of glass and 2 sand will give you sandy glass. Sandy glass run through a furnace will give you the thickened glass. You've got dark glass. I need to get that out of my hand. Dark glass, just more or less, it's regular glass that will not allow light through it. It's made with thickened glass and an ink sac. It's nice to use on a spawner if you want to watch mobs get killed. You have ineffable glass. It is made with thickened glass and these moonstones. Moonstones you used to be able to find. I've not seen them in underground in a while to be able to mine. But they do have a recipe, which is the lunar reactive dust, which is lapis in the resonator, and a diamond. And they have also added back the unstable ingots, which are just craftable. They don't have a whole lot of purpose right now other than making the moonstone. But that ineffable glass allows you to walk through it, and mobs will not. Ethereal glass is basically the same as ineffable glass, which allows you to walk through it and mobs won't. But when you make it, you use just regular stained glass instead of the thickened glass. And it takes the moonstone. There's the reverse ethereal glass, which is the ethereal glass with a redstone torch. You can't walk through it, but mobs can. And then there's a dark ineffable glass, which is the dark glass that we just made with moonstone. And it more or less is the same thing as a dark glass, but you can walk through it and mobs can't. So if you've got machines in a spawn room that you want to be able to control without switches, you can use this and go in there and shut it off, and it won't allow any light in. So our last little bit here before we get into the power gen stuff is our rings. You're going to need a golden lasso, which this is not going to show the recipe because you need 4 XP, and I don't have any XP on me. But golden lassos will allow you, I forgot that you can't do that, will allow you to pick up different peaceful mobs. The cursed lasso, which is made with the drop of evil and a golden lasso, will allow you to pick up the mobs. Some of them you have to damage to be able to pick up. I know, like I think you had to get them down to like 2 hearts or something like that before you can put them in the lasso. So then we got the rings. We're going to go into survival mode for this. The chicken wing ring is made with a golden lasso and a chicken, 2 of these resonating crystals, some iron, and some feathers. And basically what this does is it will, I can't get up here, but it'll allow you to more or less glide as you fall. Which is kind of nice, but you need that in order to make the squid ring. That's the, what is it called? The ring of the flying squid. You need a golden lasso with a squid, some ink sacs, some diamonds, an ender pearl, and this will give you a little bit of flight. Now these all do take grid power. Actually, they don't work together. The chicken wing ring needs 1. The flying squid needs 16. So if you're looking for some early game, at least a little bit of flight, the squid ring is not too bad. And then of course we have the angel ring, which is the flying squid ring. You need a golden lasso with a bat, a cursed lasso with a ghast, gold, and glass. And that gives you creative flight. You will no longer take or falling damage. You can fly everywhere you need to go. Just make sure that if you fly away from your area that you leave any of your grid power chunk loaded so you won't fall and you can still use your flight. It's that time of day. So yeah, that's pretty much all the extra stuff that I want to go over. Now into the power generation stuff. Power generation, one of the main items for it, and I don't know why I didn't put a recipe in here, is the machine block. Machine block is chest, redstone, and iron. We'll give you 4 of them. You're going to need them to make a couple of the different generators that we have. Now, none of these generators are running. I have them all, if you look underneath here, I have them all hooked up to redstone for a reason we'll get to in a minute. So, but as far as the different furnaces go, first thing you've got a survivalist generator. This will burn anything that a normal furnace would, be it coal, be it wood, charcoal, and it will generate RF. Now, if you're inside of these generators and you're looking for something to burn, if you hover over items, it will tell you their burn time and how much they generate. So you can see these wood planks generate 15,000 RF at 5 RF a tick. So these things take a little while to burn through. You get decent amount of power out of them, but it's very slow getting. The furnace generator. Oh wait. Survival generator, furnace, iron, cobblestone, and redstone. I should have took the texture pack off of this before doing this. So, but the next one is the furnace generator. More or less the same thing. The only difference is this generates less RF, but generates it at more RF a tick. Burns the same stuff, coal, wood, charcoal, stuff like that. It is made with the machine block, furnace, redstone, and iron. And this furnace generator is more or less the crafting ingredient that you're going to need to make all the rest of the furnaces, just about. You'll need one for each one of these. Next up on the list is a culinary generator. Culinary generator uses food. It'll use food from Pam's Harvest Craft. It'll use any vanilla food. It's made with, this is a little bit interchangeable. The wheat can be changed out for potatoes and carrots, and the steak can be changed out for any of the cooked beef or any of the cooked items like cooked fish, cooked pork chops, cooked mutton, cooked rabbit. So you can change those out in order to make this culinary generator. Now, in order for power, the better saturation that it gives you and the more hunger haunches that it gives you, the more it's going to generate, more power it'll generate, and the more it'll do per tick. And if we look at this, that's not what I wanted. There's a lot of stuff that you can use. Like Apple will only give you 32 RF a tick at 9600 RF. But if you build a mushroom stew, you get a lot more RF and a little bit more RF tick, and it burns a little bit longer. So it's decent for starting out, but as you get into some of the Pam's Harvest Craft stuff, you can actually put together some of these and create quite a bit of power. Now, all these generators can be controlled with redstone, and you can put speed upgrades in them for them to generate power a little faster. You do get a little bit less efficiency out of them, but that's kind of where it goes. Magmatic generator uses just lava to generate power. Oops, wrong button. That's not what I wanted. A bucket of lava, or well, not bucket, but 50 millibuckets will give you 40 RF a tick and 5,000 RF. This is usually where I start out with as far as generating power most of the time. There is the heated red. Wait, before we get there. This is made with the furnace generator, redstone, gold, and a bucket of lava. Now, each one of these generators, you can pipe items into it, and some of them you're going to have to be able to pipe items out of it. Enchantment Generator uses enchanted books, enchanted armors, and stuff like that. It'll take the enchantment off, but you're still left with the item. So you'll need a way to get rid of stuff like that. Heated Redstone Generator runs off lava and redstone. It's made with a magmatic generator and redstone. And it generates a little bit more power than what the magmatic generator does by itself, but I like to hoard redstone because we use a lot of it in modded. Usually one that I stay away from. Next up, we have the Ender Generator. The Ender Generator is made with ender pearls, obsidian, the furnace generator, and redstone. And it can run off of either Eyes of Ender or ender pearls. Now, you get more out of it if you use Eyes of Ender. Basically, you actually get double the time, double the RF a tick, and you get a lot more power. Next up is the Potion Generator. Potion Generator, this is kind of like the Culinary Generator. The better the potion, the more power it's going to give you. This is made with a brewing stand, some blaze rods, the Furnace Generator, and redstone. I think it actually uses the bottle and all when you put in it. But if we look here, you can see different things give you different RF a tick. It's more or less finding out which one has the best. I have just one thrown in there, and that's it. So as you can see, the more items you have to put into the potion, the longer it's going to work, the more RF it's going to give you, and the more RF per tick it will give you. Alright, our next generator is the Pink Generator. This takes anything that is labeled pink in Minecraft, just about, and will generate RF from it. It doesn't generate a whole lot of RF, but you do get some. So if you've got a lot of pink flowers laying around, you can use it for that. It's made with pink dye, pink wool, the Furnace Generator, and redstone. And for the most part, I think everything does 400 RF at 40 RF a tick. Go back down here. Next up is the Overclock Generator. This burns through stuff pretty quick. It gives you a lot of RF a tick. It gives you quite a bit of RF. But it burns through stuff really, really fast. And when I mean fast, it goes through some stuff. That's why this stuff is on here, because we're going to need all these running together here pretty soon. But this is made with the Furnace Generator, a block of gold, lapis, and some redstone. Next one up is probably the best one of the bunch. It is the Nether Star Generator. This generates 4,000 RF a tick, and it'll give you 9.6 million RF. Now there is one downfall to these. If you're anywhere around it, it will give you the wither effect. But you can set these up and generate a ton of power. So if you've got a wither skeleton farm to where you can generate a lot of nether stars, it's a pretty good way of generating a bunch of power. You need wither skeleton skulls to make it, nether star, Furnace Generator, and redstone. And the only thing that this thing runs off of is nether stars. Overclock Generator, I forgot, it will generate basically power out of anything that the survival generator was. Coal, wood, stuff like that. Slabs, doors, anything that's wood that you can put into a furnace, you can put in here. Next up, we have the Halitosis Generator. This uses dragon breath. It generates quite a bit of RF for each one, but it does it very slow. It's 40 RF a tick for it. This is made with purple blocks and an end rod, of course, Furnace Generator, and the redstone. And the only thing this will use to generate RF, I believe, is the dragon's breath. But it does take a while to burn through the dragon's breath, so you do get... Alright. A lot of these generators are, you can generate, it's kind of a, they tried to make it to where they are fairly balanced. You generate low RF but get a whole lot of RF out of it, stuff like that. But the next one is the Frosty Generator. This uses any kind of snow, packed ice, snow blocks, snowballs, stuff like that, regular ice, to generate RF. I have packed ice in here. It is made with snowballs, ice, Furnace Generator, and redstone. This, when you have it going, will actually leave snow around. It'll put snow on everything. So that's one downfall to these, to this one. Next up, we have the Death Generator. This one's actually, you don't really generate a whole lot of power out of it, but it's pretty nice. It's made with bones and a spider eye. You can actually change the bones out for zombie flesh. And then the Furnace Generator and Redstone. This uses mob drops to generate power. If we go in here and look, you can use bone blocks. You can use wither skeletons. It generate a little bit more RF a tick for it than that. That's all it is. They've changed it. It used to be you could use more. I guess it's just bone blocks, rotten flesh, and the wither skeleton skulls. So if you've got a lot of these laying around, it's a great way to get rid of them, just using them in that. Next up, Enchantment Generator. We talked about this one just a minute ago. This one, you use enchanted books, enchanted armor, stuff like that, place it in here. I actually put an enchanted book in here, and it took the book too, so it may actually now use up the item instead of leaving it there. I have no idea. I haven't set these all up in a while. But it is made with the magical wood, an enchantment table, furnace generator, and redstone. Same thing with this that goes with like the food generator. The better the enchantment that's on the book or the armor, the more RF, the longer it's going to go, and the more RF a tick you're going to get out of it. And finally, we have the Salami Generator. This generates RF with slime balls. But you also have to have a bucket of milk. This wasn't something that used to be in here. It used to be you could use slime balls, and you could do it. And then they added where you had to do the milk. Made it a little bit harder to automate. But if you got a slime farm and a cow, you can do that. It will only use, as far as I know, you can only use a milk bucket from Minecraft. You can't use the BAM's utility milk. It'd be nice if you could, but it doesn't allow that. Now, we got one more generator. TNT Generator. I set this one up away from it because this one does blow stuff up, sort of. It'll blow item frames off the wall, stuff like that. This uses TNT to generate RF. Alright, he didn't like something that I did. Anyways, TNT Generator uses TNT to generate RF. The biggest thing with this is as it's generating RF, it will explode. It won't necessarily hurt too bad, but it will blow item frames and stuff off the wall. So you want this set up away from everything else. Plus it's loud and obnoxious. So, but to make it, gunpowder, TNT, furnace generator, and redstone. So that is all the generators and what it takes to power them. There's one last generator with this. It is a rainbow generator. It is made with the two halves. To make them, it's half of the generators with a resonating crystal for one half, and the other half is the rest of them with a resonating crystal. Both of them together will give you the rainbow generator. Now, this is where automating these comes important. All of these need to be generating power for this one to run. This one, when it runs, generates, I think it's 25 million RF a tick. At least that's what it used to be. But as you can see, you right click on it, it'll tell you that it's not, which ones are not generating any power. So if you're setting all this up and got some of them running and some of them aren't generating power, this will tell you which ones. So, but if we go down here and hit this switch, everything comes on, and for a minute, that's why. Oh wait, I'm dying. Change game mode to creative. Why is this one not generating? Alright, so I had the setting on this one set wrong, so if we hit this again, that one's not generating any power. That one's not generating any power now because it is full. And we needed some potions for this. Okay, the glass bottle does stay in it. Oh, let's see here. Let's look while we're in here. Get something that gives us a lot of... Oh, that'll work. And let's hit that. That one filled up. I want to come down here and catch this thing while it's doing its thing. Redstone on, that in there. Oh. Alright, one last time. There we go. And as you can see, it's already gone. This burns through the generator, or burns through everything pretty quick. Like I said, it's a pain to get automated, but when you can generate a lot of power with it. And one other thing that I forgot to mention with this, we have one other block that we had. Sound muffler. These are made with a piece of wool and a note block. These things are awesome, and you place them down, no sound. You still get the effects from it. Let's see if that hurts. No, doesn't look like it. So, but that, oh, there's one more thing we got to go over here. Wireless power. This adds extra utilities. Has this wireless battery. It is made with redstone blocks, stone burnt, and a resignated crystal. You connect this to your power. It holds 3200 RF. You can make these wireless transmitters, which are stone burnt and resignating redstone crystals, and it will allow you to transfer power wirelessly. Now, each one of these will only transfer 80 RF a tick into the machines or whatever is using power to get them. You can use as many as you've got power for, and you need grid power in order to use these. I think these things take, yes, 4 grid power. They don't have to be right next to it. You can place it back here, right click on it. You can see this thing has power now. Undoubtedly it got power before. I'm not sure how it got power because I didn't have it hooked up. But anyways, that's a pretty neat way of starting out with transferring wireless power. So, but I think that is, let's turn all that off. He's even got the wither effect. There still are a few other things that extra utilities can do. There's a item storage system that it's I don't like it. It's a pain to use. There's our snow from over there. There's ways of changing biomes. We might get into that at a later point. That's way more advanced. This, like I said, these are supposed to be about getting you started with the mod. So, but with that, I think that's it. That's everything with... Oh, the angel wing. While I'm thinking about it, if you don't like the little wings, mine's actually got the chicken wing on it, but I'm flying in creative. You can actually take the angel ring and put it with feathers, with dye, with leather, and with coal, and they will give you different wings on your back than what you have. Just if you don't like the little chicken wings. So, but with that, that's it. That's all extra utilities do. Let me know what mod y'all want to see next, and we'll get it going. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.